by now. Seems we're running late. Let's put the food on the table fast as we're able. Guests are coming at 8. When we're caught in the Christmas rush, it's so easy to lose touch with the true meaning of things and what really matters. Just look up in the December night. There is one star shining bright. It shines on one and all. Shine on, Christmas star.
Hello, good evening if it's nighttime when you're watching this. We got our tree today, but Matthew's out watching a football game with some friends tonight, so I'm going to be crafting and we will have to decorate the tree tomorrow. But yeah, it's actually, I'm enjoying it right now, just the greenery without even the lights on. And then I'll put on the lights tomorrow and we'll put on some decorations. But yeah, I'm working on some crafting. And last year I wanted to make a little garland with copper stars. I've seen a lot of them and people often use like recycled copper pieces, especially if you have, I guess like the tubes of tomato paste. I have one, but it still has tomato paste in it. And I don't use enough tomato paste often enough to have a big collection for copper. So I bought these copper sheets and I'm making these beautiful little, little stars using this cookie cutter and a pencil just to trace it. And then don't use your good scissors. You're gonna wanna use a scissor that maybe has seen better days to cut through the little copper, just because you don't wanna ruin your good scissors with the metal. But they're not perfect, and that's actually kind of the point. I wanted them to look very homemade and rustic. And I thought about, it's thin enough. This is a 36 gauge little sheet, and it's thin enough that you could poke a hole in it or two to make like a stringed garland. I think I'm gonna use some glue, and I wish I had some garland string, like a copper string, I mean. I have this gold one, which is really pretty actually, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the gold string with the copper stars, but I think it will work pretty nicely for what I'm going to do. And then in the future, I could always change it if I wanted to. Hi, Monet. But yeah, in the future, I could always change it if I want. But for now, I use like a super glue to glue the gold string on the back of the garland. I'm actually thinking a lot about friendships and adult friendships right now. Today I went out for a really, really lovely lunch on my weekend with a coworker. So it wasn't work related. We've never hung out outside of work, and it was really joyful. I had a lot of fun. We met up with another friend of mine too, a friend of mine from Instagram actually that volunteered for one of our work events. And so the three of us went out for a lunch and it was just really cool. And Matthew's out right now to hang out with a friend of his. And this friend has actually been pretty kind to me personally. And he's been mostly a pretty good friend to Matt, like a really good friend, one of his closest friends here. But there's a big but here, is that this particular friend has said some pretty racist stuff before, which I don't condone. And I know personally that this friend of his is nice to me, to my face, but kind of doesn't really. I mean, we're very different people, which is okay. But there's a big but here, is that Matthew told me recently that he has a friend that follows me on Instagram and reports back if he thinks I post or share anything that he doesn't like or that they feel is inappropriate. And that really hit me the wrong way. And I don't know for a fact that it's this particular friend, but this friend of his is the only one I could think of that follows me, and would complain about things I post online. And so it's just really interesting to me because I'm an independent person. I don't report back to my husband. He's my partner. He's not my father. Okay. And it's just it's weird to me that a grown man would like hate follow me so that he could spy on me and then complain about me to my husband. And so I don't want to interfere with this friendship. As I said, he's one of my husband's closest friends that lives nearby. And I think friendships is really important. But I'm not gonna lie, this one it's just a weird one because it's like, what do you do with someone? I don't post anything inappropriate. Once in a while I share how I feel politically, but I don't really feel like it's so much political. I mean, it is, but I don't think human rights should be political. And honestly, I don't have my stories or anything hidden from Matt. He could see anything I share online. Plus we live together, and most of the time I'm sharing crafting, all right, decorating the cottage, gardening. I'm sharing lots of simple living content. And so it's really weird to me that so many people have a problem with that. Not so much strangers. I think strangers online have been the most supportive, kind people in the world. But there's always some weird person. And by weird person, I mean like a friend of my husband's or someone I know, like an acquaintance or even a family member in the past that has had a problem with me sharing simple living stuff online and having a blog or a YouTube channel, and they think it's kind of weird. But the more I get into my mid-30s, the more I realize that one, I have incredible friendships, some of them lifelong friendships. I don't have a big like girl group that we go out and do all these things all the time. I have book club, and I haven't had much time to meet with them at all this year with my job, and that's going to change. And 2025 is going to be, I think, a hard year in many ways, but personally, I think it's going to be a year that I really hunker down with myself as a person and go back to more of the comforts of home, time spent in nature. I'm really going to focus on the house and decorating the cottage here that we're renting. It's still pretty much just white walls. It's fairly bare in here, at least. And so I want to make it feel a little cozier, a little bit more like home. We renewed our lease for 2 years. But I want to surround myself with people who are uplifting. And I know a lot of really great uplifting people. And so I just want to start inviting people I love and know over to the cottage we're renting for dinner. You know, just come on over, hang out. We'll have a movie night or a game night. I could bake. When it's nice out, we'll eat dinner outside and watch the sunset. Maybe play some yard games. And that's my goal for the year. And it's been really busy. So tonight, this weekend, I'm really slowing down. We had the cookie baking party yesterday, which was so much fun, but most of my cousins are actually sick, so only a small couple of groups came. A lot of my cousins were ill at the same time with different things, and 'tis the season, I guess, but at least it won't be at Christmas. Hopefully everyone will feel better. And there we go, there's the last star. It's just kind of wild that people who care about the environment and other people and human rights and the LGBTQ community, or who, I don't know, support other people, are seen as evil by our society and not the other way around. Like, what is that? Like, when did we stop caring about people and the world and the environment? I don't understand it. And that's why I'm not feeling super holly jolly right now, but trying to dive into some crafting for myself and making home feel absolutely beautiful. And that's my goal for 2025, is just, as I said, having people over more, spending time with people that matter and make me feel good about myself, and focusing on making our home this really beautiful safe haven. Lots of picnics in 2025, lots of homemade dinners, less eating out, less going out in general. I think I just kind of want to cocoon into the world. Also less consumerism. I just want to use what I have and feel gratitude and save money. Yeah, so I'm going to measure this window right now. And I'm going to use glue and glue the stars on. And then tomorrow when it's sunny too, I'll show you, but I'll show you a little clip of it when I hang it up. So I'm laying these out an inch apart on the table. So that I could put the string there. Oh, but one of the things I didn't say is that I did kind of block this person that I was talking about, just because I was like, they follow me and they watch all my stories, they see every post I make, etc., but they never ever like or comment on it except to complain to my husband about me oversharing or sharing things they don't think is appropriate. And so I was like, this person is kind of hate following me, and why do I want to, just because it's somebody I know and somebody that I am respectful toward, why would I want to give them access, right? Like, if they're just following me to hate follow, essentially, that's what it is, it's hate following. Why do I want to give them that access to me? I don't. So I felt so guilty doing it, but I blocked them on Instagram. I removed them from following me. And then I, blocked them from my stories and stuff, because I was like, I just don't want to be hate followed by somebody I know, and knowing that repeatedly they're going to say things about me behind my back instead of saying it to my face. So if you're in that situation, I'd say just protect your peace. So for the glue, I was going to use this E6000. It's a super glue. It works amazing. But it does take a tiny bit longer to dry than I want, and so I'm thinking this might actually be better suited for the hot glue gun, simply because it was sliding. So with the hot glue, it'll be much quicker. So I plugged in the hot glue gun, and I'm going to glue the stars on the string. But yeah, if you're going to make this project yourself, you don't have to use hot glue. You could use a needle and like string it along. But no, I think it'll come out pretty well. To look very dainty and homemade, and I think it does. So what I shared before about this friend of my husband's that was basically stalking me online, now that some time has gone by, I realized that's pretty much what it was. It really impacted my mental health and my relationship, and I'm not saying anything bad about my husband here. He's wonderful. He's been really supportive of me. He was telling me what was going on, and because he didn't know what to do. Logically, I know none of this had anything to do with me. Now that some time's passed and I've reflected more, I realize this is more of a case of extreme misogyny, that this person was following me online to report on me and spy on me, was complaining about simple things like me posting about my garden. It was just wild, but it had, as illogical as it was, it had a really big impact on my mental health. And that played a big role in me actually not posting for a while. So I've let that go. I've created space and peace, and I'm really happy to be back again. I use these battery-operated candles, and I put them in these real tree clips. And I really actually like how they look on the tree. I didn't realize until several months had gone by what a huge impact this was having on my mental health, that I was always afraid to be sharing anything, even good things. I was afraid to post on Instagram, afraid to post my YouTube videos, always worried about what kind of repercussion there would be from sharing things that bring me joy. And so, I've protected my peace, and I'm not going to let anyone else control what I do ever again. Very self-conscious, actually. Most of the time I know I'm a little quirky, and I accept myself the way I am, and I find my joy where I find it. So I don't usually, care about what other people think. So this one threw me through a loop, but I'm so happy to be back, to feeling like myself again and finding joy in the little things. Lovely girlfriend bought me this really beautiful recipe box as a Christmas present, and she wrote some really wonderful homemade recipes in there for me. And so around the holidays, I actually decided to go through my own recipe binder that I have and start recording my favorite recipes, my best ones, the ones I bake myself or used repeatedly, onto these beautiful recipe cards. you so much for your kindness and your support and for visiting me here at Hilltop Cottage. I'm so happy to be back and sharing videos again, and I'm looking forward to celebrating the holiday season and the new year with you.